So then, James, from your tips earlier, I've decided on the swim I want to fish from, but what I need now is some advice into setting up my equipment properly, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely, Andy. As we just discussed, fish are very shy, so it always makes sense to be really quiet and make the minimum amount of disturbance when you're setting up. I also have quite a strict routine that I go through when I'm positioning my gear and setting up. First thing I always set up is the landing net.
James, why do you set up your landing net first?
Well, it's sometimes when you're excited and you want to get fishing, it's easy to set your rod up first. You hook a fish, I haven't got a landing net. So that's why I always set it up first. That's probably the most important piece of equipment after a rod and reel for catching a fish.
Okay. What next, James?
Right, Andy, the keep net. Obviously you've got to check with the fishery rules that you can use a net. Some fisheries you can't use a net apart from in matches. We're going to use a net today, so hopefully we can keep our fish and have a good look at the end. One thing to mention is actually the style of modern keep nets now are very, very fish friendly. The material used is very soft, so it's not harsh, it doesn't damage the fish. And you also need to consider the length of the keep net. The minimum length you can use in the UK is 2.5 metres. This is a 3-metre net, so it means the fish have got plenty of room, they're not going to be stressed. And I suppose another thing to mention with the nets is the fact that you don't want to keep the fish in there too long, probably a maximum of 5 hours. We want to be fair to the fish, enjoy the day, and then get the fish back safely.
Brilliant. So then, James, whereabouts do you put the keep net?
One of the worst things you can do is just throw the net in. You see people do it. Gently place the net in the water. Again, we don't want to disturb the fish. Put the net away from the fishing station, but place it right in front of where you're going to be fishing. Obviously we're using a bank stick here. Many modern boxes nowadays have attachments to fit the keep net. But you want to have the keep net strategically placed in front of you so it's easy to put the fish in and also not get in the way. You don't want to be catching the keep net constantly. Another nice tip, especially when you've got a new net like this, is to use your landing net just to gently position the keep net out the way. It's not going to interfere with your fishing.
Brilliant. Right then, James, that's the landing net and keep net sorted. What next?
Your seat box. Again, think about where you're putting your box. I mean, this is a lovely peg. It's all cut out with nice slabs, so it's an easy one. But if it wasn't, if the bank was uneven, you want to get yourself nice and comfortable so the box is stable and not rocking around.
Okay, brilliant.
If it's a nice day like this and it's not raining, it's nice to have your tackle box on hand, so I'll put that just behind you so it's easy to get at. Again, it's about maximising efficiency. You don't want to be twisting, walking around too far to get your gear. This box comes supplied with a side tray, so that's very, very convenient. The side tray is going to be really important for your bait. Again, keep the bait to hand. And finally, I put my net bag or carry-all next to me, again, so it's easy to get into, to get other equipment out like rod rests, get your flask and sandwiches out. Everything is to hand.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, James.
No worries.
Now I'm hooked on fishing.